great hotel. The free water, for one thing, that's a pretty big deal for a road warrior. I mean, I go all up. I was just in Miami, walked into my room, there was a $6 bottle of water in my room for my convenience. And I'm thinking that must be a real hassle for them, keeping up with the accounting and everything. So for their convenience, I drank mine and filled it back up in the sink. So I recommend you all do that. They'll thank you for it. One thing I don't care for is that magnifying mirror in the bathroom. I mean, that's fine for you ladies with your smooth faces and everything, but us guys, that is too much information, folks. We're just whiskers and pores. Come on. I looked into that thing. I looked like a colander with nose hair. It was awful. It was just... You put these little lotions and shampoo and soap in your suitcase, they'll bring you some more the next day. It's great. I couldn't believe all the stuff that was in my room. That was right there in my bathroom. Isn't that great? Just lovely. These will fit into the overhead bins, by the way. We're going to have some fun, but I'm going to give you a formula that is guaranteed to help you reach your goals, or I'll refund my fee if you can find me. Positive attitude gets a positive result, and negative attitude gets a negative result. Okay, let's identify a specific one. I want to lose some weight. Is that a good goal? No, that's a passing fancy. That'll pass as soon as you fancy a big old jelly roll, won't it? Now here's a good goal. How about this one? I'm going to lose 3 pounds before Thanksgiving and keep off every ounce for the rest of my life. There's a good goal. It's got a deadline. And then you can go for it, a little bit at a time, little tiny baby steps. I used to be able to stand up like this and put my nose between my knees. And it hurt a lot when I tried it. Little tiny baby steps. That's how you get there. I'm not looking forward to my next birthday, man. That's going to be a bear. I was gone for 15 months over there by myself, traveling into most exotic places you can imagine. Best education of my life. I wanted to test myself, and this was quite a challenge, and I had the most glorious, wonderful educational time of my life, and also the most terrifying time. I finally got him to sleep just as 3 soldiers with guns came up and put them in my face and marched me off to jail. And they put me in a 20 by 20 concrete room with 26 of the most charming individuals you would ever want to meet. Oh my. Witty, sophisticated. Gosh. We stay in touch. When I got back to the States, I found my next big challenge. I felt a lump in my body where it didn't belong. And I went to the doctor and I got the bad news that I am sure many of you have. Mr. Dryden, you have cancer. He said you're going to go into surgery, you are going to lose a testicle, you're going to undergo 17 weeks of radiation treatments, and you're going to pray to God that we get it all. And I said, but that sounds uncomfortable. And we're talking about one of my personal favorite organs here. I don't want to rush into it. You know, you get more attached to some organs than others. I mean, particularly if you're a guy. I mean, I don't even know what my spleen feels like, you know. And having a good attitude and sense of humor can actually help your body. I'd be the dumbest comedian in the world if I didn't get as many laughs as I could. My doctor asked me if I wanted him to implant a plastic prosthesis so I would look the same. I said, why, Doc? Don't you think my friends will recognize me? Yeah. She's drawing these Navajo rug designs on me, aiming this thermonuclear device at me, tells me it's perfectly safe, and then what does she do? She puts on a lead vest and goes into another room. You know, she's in there. The radiation sterilized me, but I've already had the most beautiful kids in the world, so I got the crop in before I lost the farm. You know, I came back to the doctor and got those great words, Mr. Dryden, you are 100% clean and clear of cancer. And so I was feeling pretty good. And then 6 years ago, I had to change my prescription and my reading glasses. And I went to the optometrist, and he looked in there and saw something he didn't like, and he sent me to a specialist. And this specialist sent me to a real special specialist who specializes in real special stuff. said, Mr. Dryden, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're one of only 6 out of 1 million people in North America every year who get a malignant melanoma on the back of your eyeball. I said, well, lucky me. I said, gee, Doc, I'm having no luck at all with these round organs. Gee. We have learned how to sew a radioactive button on the back of your eyeball and nuke that sucker from behind. I said, sew something on my eyeball, oh goody. You know how they get to the back of your eyeball to work on it? They deaden the muscles around your eye, and then they just pull it all the way around until they find what they want to work on, which is gross, but very handy. I was awake for this. Oh yeah. Well, heck, I wanted to keep an eye on him. You know. So I said, Doc, what I do for a living is I travel around the country and I meet nice folks and I speak to them. And it occurred to me when I get on that plane next week to Chicago wearing this patch and my favorite maroon jogging suit that's so comfy when I fly, I'm going to be a one-eyed, one-orbed flying purple people meter. And he was too young to get it. He said, I thought you could do better than that. And I said, well, come on, Doc, you got to give me a break because you know my history. And by now, as you know, I'm half blind and half nuts. So give me a break for crying out loud. Let me remember that falling on your face is still moving forward. Thank you very much for having me.